CBS and Via Media in association with STWFTV, the Podcasting Network.
Introducing the best in the world. Ooh, yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. It is Best in the World. Hashtag BITW. I'm Dale. And as usual, my guy Trail in the building for Sports Review Wrestling. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? We back. How you been? How you feeling?
We are back up in this mug. Yeah, man, doing good, bro. Definitely missed you last week and everything, but you know, hey, we get this thing going. We're good.
Let's get it going. Let's get it popping.
Yes, man. So if hopefully you guys have been watching wrestling and you got a lot of different takes and stuff like that. Of course, I'm going to go through some of the things I found interesting for the week, and we'll get some of Trell's thoughts on these things and maybe bring up some more topics. So, you know, without any further ado, man, let's get started with this thing. We've got John Cena on the mic in front of the crowd over in Europe. The European tour is going on. And basically his promo is, it was never enough. All of the things he did was never enough for the fans. And that's where he took it. So my problem with this has been, well, we haven't talked about The Rock at all. You know, we just talked about his feelings toward the fans. And that's really it. What were your thoughts about the promo?
I like the promo. It was basically about 15 years in the making, to be honest, because that's when the actual Cena hate started, if I'm not mistaken, probably like 15 years ago, because the Thuganomics, everybody loved him. When he first became WWE champ, not one complaint. So it was about probably like 3 years in, that's when people started complaining. So he hit some truth. So this Monday night, it didn't need to be about The Rock. I'm pretty sure that part of the story will come along later, but him addressing, basically telling us why, and it's like you say, he's not a baby face, he's not a heel, he's a human being, and the fans, you know, they ate John up for the better part of 20 years, good or bad, and it's like he changed his gimmick. It was cool for a minute, then it was like, all right, what else is new? He starts racking up championship wins. People got tired of it. Like, all right, what else is new? So I get it. I tweeted. Basically, I was like, we understand. So there's validation. There's no, you know, force-fed promo, and everyone's like, you want us to believe that? It's like,
right.
There's a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, in that roster that wants to get on Twitter and say what they really want to say, but they have to bite their tongue and, you know, not say anything. So everyone's living vicariously through John Cena.
Okay. All right. So you're okay with The Rock explanation coming later? How much later are you wait for it?
I mean, we still got less than a month away. So at any given time, The Rock can just show up on his own and, you know, give us a reason, you know, why Cena, or the closer we get to Mania, the more likelihood we're going to see Rock and Cena together in the same ring, you know, giving their thoughts or whatever. So out the gate, I was happy that it was just Cena, because Cody Rhodes has been looking for Cena. So why get Cody Rhodes another ass whooping so soon? Just have Cena out there by himself. Cena can hold his own. He doesn't need, you know, a mouthpiece. So The Rock will show up when The Rock wants to, and it's usually sometimes unexpected. So it could be any time now we get the win.
So here's another issue I've got with it. the fact that, I mean, Cody got his behind whipped at the pay-per-view by The Rock, by Cena, by what's the rapper name? I keep forgetting his name. Scott. Travis Scott.
Travis Scott.
Yes. So he got his behind whipped by all those people. And then he just looks, Cena in the face and doesn't touch him. I get it. You don't want your main event to touch in wrestling. Get that. However, you just jump me. You put hands on me, and I see you. It's on sight.
Right. I mean, but it's the first Raw overseas, so we still got time. Yeah. You still got time. Yeah. Eventually it's gonna happen. By the time we get back to the States, they already would have had it happen. So it's a long game, sir. You don't want the fish and grits right out the pot in the pan. Just let it simmer a little bit. It'll still be just as good.
I want my stuff now, Trell. Okay, I want it now.
Well, just maybe JG Whitworth can help you out with that, but over here, you gotta wait.
Yes, I need to call JG Whitworth. Yeah, man. All right, so some of the news and rumors. That Cena segment was scheduled for 15 minutes, but the crowd made it last 30 minutes.
I'm sure they expected that too.
Well, they had to reschedule some things and cut some things and all that kind of stuff. What are your thoughts on the European crowd in general? I mean, I know the WWE brass, they love it. They love the energy and everything like that. But what do you think as a fan from the United States?
European, overseas, they literally put the American crowd to shame because on that side of the pond, on that side of the fence, they love their football, their soccer / football. They love, that sport, and they're very passionate. So foreigners, they're more appreciative of people, coming out, performing for them. If they like you, they'll tell you. If they don't, they'll tell you. Canada's the same way. Like, they also, they like you, they'll tell you. They get hot as well. For some reason, Americans, for the most part, it depends on what city you in, it's like they can give two craps on a very important match, especially if it's a women's division match. Let's say Chelsea Green and Michin, they can probably get like a 2-star fan reaction in the States, but you go over there to Mexico, you go over there to, London or Canada, the crowd be all over it. So it goes to show the difference of fan support. That's why you start seeing WWE going global a whole lot more often, going overseas a whole lot more often with their pay-per-views, because they know where the money is, and they know that the fans, they really, really, really enjoy all the action. And it's a shame because America as a country, we're supposedly a proud country, but on the outside show more pride than we do.
So I think what that is just a case of we're spoiled as Americans because these shows come by, especially you in Los Angeles, like 9 times a year. Y'all get wrestling all the time, right? So the crowd won't be as hyped when they come to Los Angeles versus when they go to Barcelona or whatever, because it may be once every 2 or 3 years that they see WWE. And I think if they got more shows, those shows, you won't have the chance every 2 count and all this kind of stuff throughout the whole program anymore, because you'll be used to it too.
I honestly really do believe that outside the U.S., they're just more passionate, period. Because they can see their favorite team, soccer team, play twice a day or 4 times a week, and they give the same energy every single game. even I've been to international games here in the States. When the fans show up, it's crazy. So it's more of, like you said, American fans are just spoiled. They want something, they're not getting it, and it's like, yay, cool. But overseas, it's like, oh yeah, we love this. This is because they got their own wrestling, on that side of the fence too. Like Puerto Rico, Europe, Italy, they got wrestling shows too. So it's not like it's just WWE. They just more passionate over there about sports entertainment. So it's like we should be just as passionate as they are, But I'm just loving it's like Jey Uso has like the best interests 9 times out of 10 is overseas.
Yeah. I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that. So we brought up LA getting a bunch of shows every year, and you can tell I'm jealous, right?
Hey man, listen. Hey man. Hey, the West Coast sometimes where it be at, I mean, especially in July.
Yes. Well, LA will be getting another show at the Intuit Dome. Money in the Bank is said to be coming to town, so I'm pretty sure you're gonna be in the house for that one.
Oh man, you already know. As soon as I catch word, tickets gonna go on sale. I got myself, I got John, and I'm pretty sure Nessa from the Humble Rules podcast, she's supposed to be making her trip down here to the West Coast during the summer, and it's right where Money in the Bank hits, because last year Money in the Bank was literally on the 4th of July weekend, so I'm pretty sure they're probably going to do the same thing, hopefully. So, yeah, we already got plans heating up, and let's not forget, Dale, the end of the year for Survivor Series, it's going to be in San Diego. So we're going to have a busy year on the West Coast.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. All right. Also, in some rumors, Alexa Bliss has been pulled from WrestleMania events. And she posted a cryptic tweet saying, it was a meme, pretty much saying, I'm fine. Okay. I'm great. So, we've been thinking what they're going to do with her. If they had plans for her when they brought her back, was she going to be with the Wyatts, all this kind of stuff. But it looks like all of that is going to be on hold until after Mania. I'm just hoping it's going to be good.
Yeah, I kind of get it, because they got a lot going on. And when it comes to a story like the Wyatts, it's like that you can't just rush. You can't just, just have a comeback and then boom, you just throw it in, make it anticlimactic. So I can understand them holding it off until after WrestleMania, because usually that's a whole reset, whole new season of WWE,
right?
Whole new stories getting started. So I don't mind if they're not going to get as much buzz going into Mania on the short notice, because we're literally less than a month away from WrestleMania. Literally a month away for WrestleMania Sunday. So yeah, why even try if it needs time to marinate? So yeah, plus make sure everybody in the Wyatts is okay and good to go, and go from there. So yeah, why have her out there?
Kind of a waste to bring her back, like this, and to pivot so soon in her return.
Yeah, the Rumble, I give them a pass, because usually the Rumble is always home of returns and debuts and stuff like that. So I for one didn't understand why she was in Elimination Chamber. They easily could have had someone else in there. I thought for sure Raquel would have been in there, so just to have her in there, or maybe have Chelsea Green in there. If she wasn't going to defend the title, have her get a spot in there. Or, think Alexa didn't really, I didn't think she really belonged in there, to be honest with you. Someone else could have been in that match. They could have easily had maybe live Akira, just put her in there if you're not gonna have,
Right.
Alexa do anything. So, I get you. I'm with you on that one. It didn't make no sense because maybe they did have something planned and maybe something happening. Like, you know what? Let's put this on ice for a little bit. So ain't no telling, man. I trust Triple H and Shawn. So and Dwayne. So I trust him.
And Joe Hendry is set to appear at WWE World, and it's kind of rumored that there may be a possible appearance in Glasgow with the European tour that they got going on.
Oh, that'd be great. I mean, it'd be the first time since this merger that we get a team they start mingling with the main roster. So
yeah,
I was wondering if that was ever going to happen, or if it was strictly to be NXT.
He was in the Rumble, so
I mean that doesn't count.
Yeah,
I mean, no, it doesn't because they add NXT people in there and the Rumble too. So it's just a mixture of everybody. Okay. But to actually have them on the main roster television, with just strictly the main roster, that's going to be. I'm just anxious to see who's it going to be. Is it going to be Cena? Are they going to have like a little side teaser during this tour of Joe Hendry and Cena? And since he is from Scotland, so it makes perfect sense for him to maybe have a run-in with Drew McIntyre, and have a battle of the Scotsmen. So, if that's the case, I can't wait to see it. And hopefully that I'm probably have to risk getting in trouble and watch it at work because these European tours, they're coming on at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon while I'm still in mid-shift. So,
yep.
One of those days I just might have to just, because social media sucks.
Yeah, man.
During these European tours.
I'm with you. You gotta just kind of stay off of it, man, or don't follow any wrestling stuff.
Which is hard because it's all over my time feed.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. If I don't follow WWE, I follow somebody who follows WWE. It's gonna retweet it, so it don't matter.
Exactly.
So yeah, man. All right. Hold on. My little thing here got stuck for some reason. Oh no. Technical difficulties. Yeah, let's go to the next one. Josh Alexander will be joining AEW, but right now there's a holdup, and the holdup has to do with his work visa in the US. So if you're really paying attention to how things are going in the US, you probably don't want to have a problem with your visa, right?
Right, exactly. Because like you said, before Dale gets back, with everything going on with the recent certain someone becoming president of the United States, you definitely cannot ill afford to have any visa issues at this point. So that'll be and I know there has been a lot of them having visa issues. So hopefully we can get them back, and hopefully Josh Alexander can go on to have his career. But yeah, you're right, man. This is like the worst time to have these issues. And I'm not surprised because once everything started happening, that's when people start having issues. So, and it's mostly everyone that's doing business with Tony Khan for some reason having these visa issues. I've never heard EO have any visa issues.
Right.
Is here. Zaire is here. Stephanie Valkyrie is here. Julia is here. I ain't hear them have no visa issues. Drew McIntyre ain't got no problem. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. But people who working for Tony mysteriously got these visa issues. So take it for what you will.
That's true. That is true there, man. But yeah, it'll be nice to see him in a different place. I think he did all he can possibly do with TNA. So be nice to see him some new matchups. And speaking of TNA, they're looking for a new TV deal to get more exposure. And I mean, I think the iron is hot right now. So this is a good time to strike, you know?
Yeah. There's like I said it months ago, this WWE deal is gonna do more into helping TNA. The only thing it helps WWE is, help them like legally scout talent. Hey, when your contract's up, if you want to come with us, we got you. This is how we do things, yada, yada, yada. That's always going to benefit them. But it's helping TNA a lot because now more fans are coming into arenas. They're getting bigger venues because you just don't know who's going to show up. Last week, the Meta Girls showed up at a TNA pay-per-view last Friday. So you just never know what can happen. Oba Femi's been on there. Corey J was on there Friday. So you just don't know who's going to pop up. So it's basically helping TNA in the long run. So, yeah, strike. All these networks got to strike where the iron's hot because TNA is on the rise right now with the WWE partnership, a multi-year partnership. So it's going to be big and better things for TNA. And it's only just the beginning because once they start mixing with the main roster people, man.
Do you see TNA overtaking AEW as the number 2 wrestling?
I've been saying that. Saying that. TNA is slowly on the rise, and the way things are going in AEW, it's only a matter of time because you notice AEW's venues are getting smaller. TNA's venues are starting to get bigger. So it's going to be a matter of time. AEW is going to be in third place.
Mm-hmm. That would definitely be, I guess, a wake-up call to Tony Khan at that point. If TNA comes in and takes your number 2 spot.
I mean, we would think it would be a wake-up call for Tony, but his ratings have been down, and obviously he's still napping, so I don't think it's waking him up anytime soon. I mean, all he cares about is he got his deal with Cinemax, with the Max app, Time Warner Discovery. So it's basically up to these partnerships. Like, hey, y'all need to do something because TNA hasn't been relevant in some time, and recently they've been picking up steam. So it's going to be a matter of time where they dump Access TV and get back on cable and start hitting these stream apps. You just never know, man.
Oh yeah, exactly. The streaming apps is what I think we should definitely be doing. Amazon, Netflix, Max, whatever. That's the route you want to take.
Yeah, and they've been putting on some good television too. So it's not like there's no BS in TNA. Like, what the hell is this? Or they be putting on some matches.
Yep,
and some stories.
Yep. Okay, and with AEW, Mercedes Moné beat Billy Starks. Then she threw shade at her trainers with the interview with Renee Paquette. I think this is a shot at Athena. And so maybe we get Athena finally coming to AEW and her versus Mercedes Moné. I would love to see that.
Listen, it could be Mercedes Moné, Simone Biles, Candace Parker. I don't care. Athena showing up on a Wednesday night. Finally, I'm all for it.
All in, bro.
Make it make sense. But yes, we talked about this on the last episode on our show last night. That, check this out, Dale. The last time we saw Athena on AEW television, Jade Cargill was still TBS champ.
Wow.
Let that sink in. Let that sink in. She was still undefeated.
Mm-hmm. That's a long time, man.
So if it is a subliminal to Athena, which it shouldn't have to be a black athlete going against another female black athlete to get Athena on AEW television. She should have been. She's the only ROH champion that's never been on AEW television.
Right. I thought it was like on purpose that we're keeping her away from this. She may show up on a buy-in on one of the AEW pay-per-views, but that's about it.
She's the only active ROH champion that's never been there. The tag team champions have been there in some shape or form. The trios championships have been on the TV some shape or form. Claudio, when he was champion, he was on the main television. Chris Jericho now. Shibata, when he was champion, I think he still is. Daniel Garcia, it's like these guys come in and they're there, but Athena's the only one not on TV. She could have been smashing Thunder Rosa. She could have been smashing Anna Jay, Penelope Ford.
Yes.
Riho. Bring Riho back again for one of these appearances and just start having smashing people from New Japan that they bring over. Nope. She's just been sitting there holding the championship, beating basically, no offense to anyone down there, a bunch of nobodies. Where's Red Velvet? Why she hasn't been back?
Oh, like the last time I watched ROH, she was like the TV champion. She had just beat Billy Starks for it. So I didn't know she was out. Like I thought they were making something of her.
Where is she? How come she ain't in AEW? Defending the championship.
Yeah,
they got these 12 matches on these pay-per-views. Why not have a Ring of Honor if you're gonna do it that way?
Yeah. All right. Comment from Anthony. He said ROH is setting up Billy Starks, defeating Athena, and I think Athena is going to be an AEW regular. She's going to be the one to defeat Mercedes.
And again, why now? Why couldn't Athena have been on the main on AEW racking up wins this entire time?
Yeah.
Be in between AEW and Ring of Honor. They could have been separate from Mercedes. Have her do her thing over here. Have Mercedes do her thing over there. And then, when they meet up, oh shit, here we go. But why it has to be like literally the moment she loses, now you want to put her on AEW against another black champion? It's like, this could have been done like 2 years ago.
Agreed.
And shout out to Billy Stark, man. She's gonna be a star.
Yes. Love me some Billy Starks. Alberto El Patron, the reigning AAA Mega Champion, has been suspended from wrestling in the city of Tijuana for 6 months following an incident on March 14th. He said he was wrestling somebody named El Hijo del somebody. Okay.
I know you're talking about. I can't pronounce it either, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. When he left the ring, he confronted a fan, and the footage shows Alberto arguing with multiple people before throwing a chair and getting one thrown at him in return. But it was later reported that a woman in the audience had to be taken to the hospital, where others around her as well. So, with that being said, Tijuana suspended him for 6 months. I mean, that's all we really hear from him is bad news.
Always.
So, yeah.
It's like the man just he had a promising career in WWE to that whole Paige thing, that whole toxic relationship with him and Paige. And then even after he left WWE, he burnt all bridges when he was constantly calling out Triple H to come to his bar so they can fight, and he'll even give him a drink afterwards. And it's like he goes to other companies. He had issues in TNA when he went to TNA. So that's one of those. I'm surprised Tony Khan hasn't made a phone call. Maybe he's smart enough to realize that those type of problems you don't need in AEW because you already had enough problems as it is with supposedly quote unquote Phil. So imagine having Alberto on your roster. But yeah, man, the dude it's an embarrassment to pro wrestling, to be honest. I mean, you get suspended in Tijuana of all places for 6 months for attacking a fan. Even so, you actually injured a fan on top of that. And it's like, come on, fam. It's anger management, whatever it is, but you don't need to be wrestling no more because
it's like a few years ago. It was some kind of incident with somebody in the crowd, and Sorrell was out there in the crowd and all this kind of stuff too. It was a big mess. That dude is just full of all kind of crap.
He's just bad news. He's just really bad news, and it sucks because he, like I said, he would have had a big career in WWE.
Yes,
and he just fucked it up.
1000%.
I mean, he had the ring announcer, he had the scarf, he had the look, the promos, the little fireworks. He was tailor made, man.
It was made.
Probably the greatest Mexican superstar that ever walked into WWE since Tito Santana.
Yep, exactly, Greg. Exactly, man. Hadn't been the same, bro. What's your thoughts about this question here from Anthony? Do you think WWE integrates their main roster with NXT a lot better than AEW does with ROH?
Yes, because they do it when it's necessary, when there's a story involved, or when they're calling up people. They have in AEW, they're using Ring of Honor champions and putting them in tournaments for a shot at an AEW Intercontinental Continental Championship.
Yeah.
like what's his name? His brother had died. Briscoe. Mark Briscoe.
Mm-hmm.
He was the ROH champion. He was in these tournaments. Like, why is he in the tournament?
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of them that should, like Claudio. He was in a Continental tournament as the Ring of Honor heavyweight champion. Why was he in the tournament? So I think WWE does a better job because they send their main roster talent sometimes to NXT to put an NXT person over that they feel like they're going to be ready for that main roster run. And then when they get put on the main roster, you know, they go back and forth like the Meta Girls, Carmelo at one point, Braun Breaker at some point, or you send Judgment Day or AJ Styles down at NXT to boost up the stars over there. So, yeah, I do believe WWE is doing a better job in mixing in their lower level talent as AEW.
They use them to sell out shows, too.
Yeah.
When NXT goes on the road, they'll throw Bianca on there. You know, Bianca Belair going to be on here.
Yeah.
Ticket.
they Bianca and Naomi, they was down there. They sent Randy Orton to St. Louis for a show. So it's like when you do it like that, it's more special as opposed of doing it every single episode with no story, no guidance, no nothing, just here. And Ring of Honor technically has their own roster to flourish on. He hasn't built Ring of Honor at all. That's why I thought I had high hopes when they brought him when he re-resurrected. I thought it could be something like NXT. You know, have NXT and Ring of Honor go at it. You know, while AEW takes on the main roster, but nope. So yeah, to answer Anthony's question, WWE is doing a better job integrating. And if you think about it, WWE is integrating 3 different rosters: WWE main roster, NXT, and another company.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
And it all makes sense.
Absolutely right. Yep. All right, and new champions, Street Profits, are the new tag team champs. Man, what's your thoughts on that?
Long overdue. It's been 4 years since these guys had gold, and this is literally their first time as champions under the Triple H brand. So I thought they was going to turn heel to get these championships, but to have them give them that more ruthless edge while still being somewhat of a face, I love it. These guys been grinding. They didn't go to Twitter to complain to, their boss. They do voice frustrations here and now and then, but it's not to the point that, all right, relax, you're gonna hurt yourself professionally, calm down. They just kept grinding, kept their nose to the grind, help put other teams over, and it paid off. They're heading into WrestleMania tag team champions. So I'm all happy for the Street Profits.
Yeah. And their look, I mean, they look great right now. Like they look huge compared to the other tag teams. Like yeah, I'm all with this. They're more aggressive. They don't care. Like yes, I am all for this right here, man.
Have you noticed? Have you noticed every black talent in WWE has had an edge to them? Street Profits, the Meta Girls, they a little bit more ruthless now. Bianca and Naomi, they're starting to turn on that ruthlessness a little bit. Jade intensified her ruthlessness when she got back. Trick Williams, he's more ruthless than ever. Kalani Jordan, it's like,
bro.
Everyone's turning up. Everybody's turning up, man. So it's good, man. I love it.
It's Mania season. That too,
for
sure, man. But Anthony got a rumor that WWE might be looking to sign Heel De La Park, Black Panther, Atlantis Jr., Blue Panther Jr. Like, I don't even know if these are real people, but
I'm pretty sure they are. Obviously, they're indies. They're indie stars and stuff. So I wouldn't.
Have they been ID'd, Anthony? Have they been ID'd, bro?
With names like those, I think they're free agents from the indies for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they're indie, big time indie stars. So I wouldn't be surprised to them right to NXT in the developmental system. Put them in LFG. I don't know, but yeah,
have you been able to check out Evolve?
No, I have not, but I've heard good things about Evolve. I heard really, really good things about them. So it's like a stepping stone to NXT. So it's crazy.
Yeah, it's like from what I heard, they're going to be using ID talent and some indie people along with people that they got in the PC, looking for a NXT contract or whatever. So yeah.
Did you know there's a PC contract?
Yes. And I learned that from watching LFG.
Yeah. They got a PC contract, so that's cool. Some of these guys probably gonna get offered a PC contract, and then from there, you gotta earn your way to the G League. So it's like you got the tryouts, did the G League, and then so I like the steps that they got in place.
Yes.
So it's always levels.
And they still tour. And I mean, you're probably lucky if you live in Florida because they tour Florida, like on the weekends and all this kind of stuff. They put together little shows with these PC athletes, and I'd love to see one of those myself and just check it out, man.
And if you get lucky, you get the call to be a security guard for a fight.
Yes. Oh, that is great work by you there on that, bro. Because my next thing was about the damn pull apart. Okay. All right. The pull apart. We have seen the pull apart so many freaking times in wrestling. I'd say like these past, I don't know, months or whatever. It's a pull apart like 3 or 4 times a show now. And it doesn't matter how many security guards there are. It doesn't matter the gender of these wrestlers they're trying to pull apart. You can't pull them apart with regular human beings. Okay, you got to get superheroes to pull these guys apart.
Yeah, man. It's some of them. Like, all right, I don't know what kind of contract you getting, but fam, But it's like, all right, and some of them, I guarantee you, most of them got PC contracts because ain't none of them is NXT stars. Not one security guard from NXT. So there's a lot of PC contracts out there. All right, here's your shot. We want to have you go out there and break up a fight with Roman Reigns and Seth. Have fun. all right, my
Yeah.
time to shine. But they about to get their gambit on, like, woo, I'm about to make a name for myself. And just, you know, how I do, boss.
Exactly, man. That's what it is, bro.
Like, look, ma.
Well, we're gonna look back at some of these pull aparts 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at this guy here. He was a security guard breaking up
LA
Charlotte
Knight.
Flair.
LA Knight.
Yep.
MJF.
Yep.
AJ Styles, probably. There was somebody else like Sheamus. You know, CM Punk was an extra. So you just never know who's gonna be who years from now. So it's I like where WWE is at because they got these people. Because I always wonder where do they find these people to now realize that these is all the people from Tampa, from Florida, for the PC with contracts. Like, here, this is how you get the lay of the land, how stuff goes, how it is backstage, and get your 15 seconds of fame with all these crowds, after going crazy. So, oh, and by the way, you're gonna take an RKO. So good luck.
Yeah, really? All right.
Ooh, Anthony got a good one.
From Anthony. What are you guys' thoughts on the stable Dark State on NXT? Who do you guys think is the leader of the group? He thinks it's Obafemi. Personally, I don't think there is a leader. I think those are four guys on their own. But question about them differently. One of the guys, isn't that the dude in LFG on Bubba's team that got replaced or whatever? Like the replacement guy?
I don't think so. Nah.
Okay.
No. Nah. Ain't no way he gonna bypass all that and get a big time spot. I know you're talking about.
That's what I was thinking, bro.
Nah,
like
this Dark State. But Dark State, I love the name. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this, Dale. Let me ask you this, Anthony. Does this group, given how they've been presented so far, do they have a shot of succeeding the Shield?
It's too early to tell right now.
But as far as their presentation, their debut, because how the Shield, they ran roughshod with just three guys
right
on the main roster for like 3 years. So they give me the Shield vibes, but the way NXT went off the air is like they show up, but they didn't do anything. It's like there's all this chaos, and it's because of them. Like they're causing it. So they give me Shield-like behavior, but it's like they're just as strategic as the Shield was. It's like instead of it just being that they're all for one, and it's like the Shield laid down the blueprint for Dark State. So it gives you that vibes of the old Shield days. So I like their entrance. They're coming from the crowd. Sometimes if they don't even get an entrance, if you're looking closely, you see them standing there in the back on top of the stairs.
Yeah.
So it's cool, but I don't think they got any leaders. I don't think it's gonna be Oba. Because I think they eventually probably gonna jump Oba. I think it's just four werewolves that's out destroying shit, because just like the Shield, they're tired of waiting. They're getting looked over. It's like this is what we all want the Nexus to be.
Okay, now look at this guy here that I got on the screen, one on the left now, okay?
Yep.
All right, now this guy right here. Does that not look like the same guy?
Hey, go back again.
Here we go. Cutler James.
I mean, it'd be kind of weird that he got hurt and got replaced.
Well, no, he was the replacement.
Oh, he was the replacement.
Yeah.
It just
Remember the guy who got hurt is the guy that Bubba didn't
that
like.
gets on
Talk too
that gets
much
on
or
Bubba's
whatever.
nerves. Yeah.
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 Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. But it's just, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's crazy that he's on LFG and then he's already at the same time in a big time NXT storyline as part of this merciless group.
Yeah.
I find that kind of not weird, but how does that make sense?
What if Cutler James won LFG and we just don't know it yet? And that's why he's part of this faction. We just don't know it yet, because it's taped, right? So yeah.
They wouldn't spoil something like that. they wouldn't go all that way
See,
and have
Anthony
the winner.
James. See, look at that.
Man, I'm gonna have to
Anthony
go back
Santos.
and when this show is over, man, you're gonna have to see me both of them photos side by side because that's crazy. That if they're low key playing us this entire time, and I'm be like, damn, it took Dale to spot you out, Shawn Michaels. Dale spot you out like, hey, wait a minute. How is he over here? But he's over here. I don't think it's him though. And I agree, Lena. There's not gonna be another Shield, but I'm not saying they're the next Shield, obviously, because no one's gonna be this or that. Like the NWO Evolution is never the Four Horsemen. They were perfect their own way. I'm just saying there's always gonna be a blueprint, a foundation that started somewhere, and the idea is gonna get picked up later on with a different group. So that's all I'm asking is, can they, succeed where the Shield left off? That's all.
Yeah.
I'm not saying produce future world champions and all of them because, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying as far as the run that the Shield had.
Yeah. Just as a stable.
They're already better than Retribution.
The Retribution thing was it started off really interesting. They could have did so much with it. They just dropped the ball.
Yeah. I think WWE realized this is shit. So they was like, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah.
All right. So
damn near killed Michi's career at this point.
Anthony's saying we asked about El Hijo del La Park. He's the youngest son of the chairman of LA Park from WCW and ECW.
Oh, La Parka. He's La Parka's kid. Oh, okay.
Okay. There we go.
Hey man, I mean, if that's the case, I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna bring him in NXT.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Just about the last thing I got. Jey Uso versus Gunther. Is this matchup interesting to you? Because I'm on the internet, some fans are saying it lacks story.
No, it don't lack story. The story's been there the entire time. It just people didn't want Jey Uso to win the Royal Rumble. They've been questioning it ever since of him winning the Royal Rumble. The story's always been there. Jey can never win the big one. He can never win the championship. Gunther, the story is, Gunther doesn't respect Jey. He sees him as, this goofy guy that, dances around and gets hyped up just for the fans' enjoyment. The story's always been there. He's basically getting the Daniel Bryan treatment, and it's literally the same type of story. So people are online hating, saying there's no story. They're just being haters and idiotic because of the simple fact they don't want Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble to begin with. They was questioning it the moment he won. These people have been online bitching and complaining about it. So I don't really believe the internet because over here in this IWC community, we all for Jey Uso winning the championship.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see about that, man. Finn loses again. Okay. Yes. He loses again. Now, there have been rumors about a Finn run. He's going to change. He's going to turn face, and it's going to be a run with him. But do you see Dom Mysterio turning heel against Finn Balor while being a heel?
3-time heel? You think Dominic is gonna be dude? He'll be put on God mode if he goes 3-time heel in back-to-back years. Back-to-back years. A 3-time heel, because I do see it, and I do see Dominic Mysterio walking out of WrestleMania as the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
Like, it's happening. It's going down. It's gonna happen. And I'm anxious to see who this new member is gonna be, because every now and then, week after week, I see Dominic Mysterio talking to Karrion Kross.
Yeah. Yes.
So is he getting advice from Karrion Kross, or he's trying to, convince Karrion Kross to join? Because he never said he needed a leader. They just needed a new member. So
yes, he did.
And Greg, they did deserve a straight. That team was horrible. It damn near killed Michin's entire WWE career. And she's still trying to recover from it. So, yeah, they do deserve that straight. Everybody loved HBIC and NXT. The moment she put up as Retribution, it's like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yep. I agree with that for sure, man. All right, man. I know it's a lot of stuff I left off. Anything you want to bring up for this week?
Yeah. Your thoughts on, well, not just thoughts, but where do you think they're gonna fit Rey Fenix, because he's due for his main roster debut the moment they're done with the European tour. And with the run that Penta's on right now, you think they should put the Lucha Brothers together now, or hold them off and keep them separate and let us enjoy this Penta run while it's hot? Because we didn't think it was going to be this hot.
Right. So if Penta is looking to get into IC championship title picture, then yes, it makes a lot of sense to hold off on debuting. I think it makes more sense to hold off on debuting him than have them debut separately and have separate single runs and then bring them together. I would have just liked to see them bring him in while they're willing to do a tag team run with them. That's what
that was the original idea.
Yes. But yeah, like you mentioned, Penta's really hot, and you can't just stifle this IC match, because at the very least it's going to be a good match between him and Braun Breaker that can sell tickets. So I want to see this finish at least.
I think we're getting a multi-man intercontinental match at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I think they're bringing back, and I'm hoping it's a ladder match.
That would be great.
This
is the reason why they need to have Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania, so you could put like 8 people in the freaking match at one time and just tear down the house.
I mean, if you think about it, Money in the Bank is probably like the only match stipulation that's still standing as far as having their own pay-per-view. Well, actually, no, that's TLC. My bad. Money in the Bank. It's so good that it has to have its own pay-per-view, because now you got the women who have been turning it up. Unless you do a women's Money in the Bank and a men's Money in the Bank on WrestleMania night 1 and 2, that'd be cool. I can see them bringing it back.
That's perfect.
But for WrestleMania, I wouldn't mind them bringing back the tradition of having a ladder match, because the last time we had an Intercontinental ladder match at WrestleMania, I think Dean Ambrose was still employed.
Okay, probably so.
When they had the
Probably so.
white championship.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I just think this is a good place for Mania. You can put 6 to 8 people in one match, and you getting everybody on the card, and it's gonna be a good match because those multiple man matches like that, they always good, bro. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And it's like, and
Okay.
it makes sense because when WWE does it, it makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, even TNA does it make sense. But anywho,
Mhm.
but yeah, I think it's gonna be a multi-man ladder match because I think Ludwig Kaiser is establishing himself as a big time mid card
He
star.
is. He is.
You got Penta, and of course that's Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and then you got Dominic. You know, maybe I don't know if they're gonna throw Sheamus in there. I don't know where he's at. Maybe it's
See,
probably a
he's
little
a
bit too
minute.
late to throw Sheamus in there.
Right.
I mean, they don't have to be a 6-man. It's just those guys in particular. Throw them in there. It could be a 4-way, 5-way, 6-man ladder match. Boom, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, man. All right. Anything else you want to bring up?
Oh, we never got our thoughts on the Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk
Oh yeah.
story,
Yeah.
man. You know,
That's
Friday Night
that's
SmackDown's gonna be
another
hot tomorrow.
yeah, that's another multiple man match that
We need it.
we're going to see at Mania for sure. I'm excited to get the Tribal Chief back and all that stuff. It was good to see Paul Heyman out there cutting the promo, of course, selling it like he always does. I'm still waiting on the CM Punk component to come through because right now it's just Seth and in the Tribal Chief. So when we start bringing in the favor situation, that's gonna make everything even better. So
Yeah, because Punk is gonna be in Italy tomorrow to confront Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins is like, well, shoot, if Punk is gonna be there, you know,
exactly.
why not take myself there? So I think that's where something's gonna happen. That's where Punk's gonna look at Paul and be like, now, Survivor Series, you promised me a favor. This is the favor I want. I want Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And then you have Seth Rollins come out and be like, hold on, I'm not done with Roman Reigns. I beat you, yada, yada. So I should get crack at, shit like that. So
Mhm.
then, that's when they make the match then, or they have him fight it out every week until, the match gets announced. But I think we get that favor finally being called in tomorrow night.
Yeah. Okay. That would make sense to me. It's going to be a good match. What night do you think is going to start off WrestleMania? Because I think it's going to start one of the nights.
It's going to be night 1.
Okay.
I think it's night 1. I think Cody's going to be night 2.
Okay. All right.
And before we sign off, there's one more triple threat we got to address, and I want to get your opinion on this. What were your thoughts on Rhea Ripley pretty much pulling the Shawn Michaels of WrestleMania 20 and interjecting herself and making this a triple threat by signing a contract that she shouldn't have been signing, a la Shawn Michaels?
I mean, look, it does kind of remind me. Okay, like you could say, hey, that's not how contracts work or whatever, right? But then, like, you got the scam going on where people come through and they sign over their deed to themselves some kind of way and just take the house from you. So maybe it's like that, like one of these kind of little schemes or whatever. But yeah, look, we all saw this coming. A 3-way between the three. I think,
but the way they did it,
yeah. I mean, contract signings, pull aparts, they use it all. That's just what they do.
it just when she did it, I was like, she just Shawn Michaels her way into this match. Because like I said, we all knew we was getting the triple threat. It's just the way they went about it was so it was such a throwback to 2002. What was it? What was WrestleMania 20? Was it 2003? 2002.
Yeah, probably. It's 41, right? So, yeah, 2002.
Yeah, because Brock Lesnar left, and so I think that was 03.
Okay.
Oh, let me look that up real quick. But yeah, it was the fact that happened. I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see, WrestleMania 20. That was 2004. So, if he was old enough to remember WrestleMania 20, that should automatically just subconsciously PTSD clicked in your head, like, oh, that was a Shawn Michaels move. So, yep. I can't wait for that one. That's probably gonna be a co-main event. I wouldn't be surprised if it kicks it off, but I think that one's probably gonna be night 1.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm thinking. Chris is complaining about the fast build of this match. Chris, I mean,
wait,
there's history between Roman Reigns and Roman. Roman Reigns and Seth. So
this is legit.
Wait, what? WWE ticket prices need to be lower than 25,000 to sit with Cena. Oh, so yeah, they're offering an intimate experience with Cena, $25K.
Man, listen, man, you gonna be seeing nothing but photos of Travis Scott, Bad Bunny, Fluffy, Johnny Knoxville, all them people having dinner with John Cena. Ain't gonna be no damn. Ain't gonna be no. Ain't no damn Joe Schmo gonna pay $25K.
There's gonna be green shirt guy in there with him, man.
To sit down with like a 40-something-year-old guy that's still dressed like, you know, he's in the Boy Scouts. Man, get the fuck up out of here, John. Come on, fam. No, I'm not doing that. That's crazy.
That was look. People got money to spend, and they're gonna spend it. So somebody's gonna do
have dinner.
It's gonna be like a dinner for three, table for three situation where you seen in your girlfriend or something.
Man, I would love to see video clips on YouTube of these people paying money to have a sit down with John Cena. Like, who are these people?
Yeah.
Like, I just want to. That's
green shirt guy. Green shirt guy can afford it. He's at every single show. He can afford it.
Brock Lesnar guy. I can see him having a sit down dinner with John Cena. You know, worth every penny. You know, type of deal. So, I don't know. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, appreciate that, Chris. I forgot all about that one, man. All right, man. Anything else before we go?
Oh, yeah. You brought up AEW. Mm-hmm. I didn't see AEW because nowadays I don't go out my way to see AEW. But I saw a video clip that was all I needed to see. And it was Jon Moxley literally getting smashed by a 2x4 that was covered in spikes.
Yes, stuck in his back. Yes, sir.
Like literally, there's one thing to, you know, tap a person's back or rake the bat across the man's skin. But the clip I saw, it was literally embalmed in him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why was that even necessary on television?
Because it's Moxley. You know, Moxley likes to bleed on TV. You know that.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying, but you literally, this is stuff you see at GCW. Yes. You know, these hardcore indie shows that there's a reason why they're not on television.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, why are you doing this on a Wednesday night?
Yep.
And it's like, and to be honest, Chris, it's not even about John. It's about Tony. Like, why is he letting it happen?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, look, John,
You know,
John can do what he wants to do there. Like,
yeah, he's
straight up.
always been a death match type of guy. So I'm not even
Yes.
faulting him. That's expected. But
Yes.
why is Tony Khan allowing this stuff to happen?
He's
Is
he's
my
got
question.
the green light. He like Steph Curry, bro. He's got the green light to do whatever.
I mean,
telling
you had Darby Allin crash through
Yes.
real glass that literally could have
Yes.
sliced
Yes.
his liver or something. He could have
Yes.
died on TV.
Absolutely.
Jack Perry going through actual car windows.
Mhm.
And it's like, and yet you still allowing guys like Darby Allin to climb Mount Everest after he got hit by a bus. You let him compete in the match like a month later. It's like, do you not care about these people?
Yes. Exactly, right. Exactly. Look,
That has
I
nothing
saw
to do
an
with being a
interview-
mark. It's just common sense. Like that's pure negligence at this point.
I saw an interview from Eddie Kingston, and this was after Danielson and Moxley had the little spot where he puts the plastic bag over his face.
Yeah.
Because Kingston wanted to do that spot. Tony said no. And that's what I'm saying. Moxley gets to do whatever he wants. He's got the green light. Okay. Moxley's got the green light. He's Steph Curry, bro, in AEW.
And again, it falls on Tony. It's like there's no structure. It's just they're putting all these death matches and some of them on actual television instead of at least save it for a pay-per-view. You could have did that at Revolution. If that's the case,
Exactly.
if you're gonna do that,
Exactly.
do it on pay-per-view.
That would have been better.
Why are you gonna do it
That
on a
would've been
Wednesday
better.
night? At this point, it has nothing to do with being a mark. It's just
Yeah.
you don't have to do it every week and still do it
Yeah.
on a pay-per-view. It makes no sense. It's too
Especially
much.
to sell Moxley versus Cope. I mean, these are two of your biggest stars. What more you need?
And they're former WWE guys, so that's even more of a reason to
Right.
sell. You don't have to go through all this. It's like we know who these
Right.
people are.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so
Exactly.
it's like, come on, man. Tony need to get a grip, and it's like it's crazy because I saw a meme today on Instagram. There's WWE side and AEW side. The WWE side had like 4 writers, 2 producers, and it was quoting Destiny's Child, "Girls We Won the World," "Who Won the World," that song at the chorus. And then on the AEW side, it had 1 producer, 1 writer, and it was like pretty much the Scott Steiner math equation.
Yeah. I remember that. Oh, yes, indeed, man.
Even WCW didn't do dumb shit as much as like this. They didn't have spikes in people's backs, having someone go through, glass windows and mirrors and all this stuff. They just had people running the asylum, and they was taking all the WWE guys, and they wasn't really doing anything with it. This is totally different. It's like it's literally one guy calling all these shots, and nothing's being produced.
Yeah, man. It's AEW. You can have a match with like 10 super kicks. Guy go through a table. Guy get pile driven a couple times, and he's still kicking out. WWE guy gets pile driven. You don't see him for 3 weeks. All right.
Unless you're Cody.
Well, true. This is true.
But yes, it's like it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a lot with the WWE psychology. Just even watching LFG, they tell a big man, hey, don't take too many bumps, big man. Take 1 bump in a match, and that's gonna be a big bump. People gonna be like, wow,
Yeah, you took him down finally. Holy shit.
Yes. Yes. They don't have that kind of psychology in AEW, like honestly.
No, there's no trainers. There's no producers. It's just Tony.
12 super kicks,
Who
3
who
power
never
drivers, 2 finishers, and a kick out. That's what we doing in AEW.
Yeah. It's just, yeah. It's insane. And AEW has such promise. And it's like I've always told this story that AEW's been doing the same thing since its inception. It was just WWE was so bad. We thought, AEW was the savior.
We wanted an alternative.
And then everyone predicted the moment Triple H, one of these days, eventually Triple H was going to get power again. And when he did, we was going to see how WWE really is. And look how it is now. And look at AEW. And it's like, only difference is smaller arena, smaller ring, less pyro.
Yep.
Because their ring is too small for pyro now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true.
AEW like a Plan B Walmart grocery bag. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
That's great, Chris. That is great.
I mean, there's so many producers that got fired from WWE. Why not AEW pick them up? Why not bring in Kevin Dunn? Have him learn some camera work over there. Maybe, I don't know, but there's a lot of people Tony Khan could be bringing in to help out, but it's like, it's just him and other guys who are wrestlers, booking these shows, and it's like, you can't be a current wrestler and still be a producer.
Yeah. Agreed.
So,
agreed, man.
Brother.
Well, that's going to wrap up our show for this week, man. We do appreciate everybody joining us and all the comments and everything like that, man. Trell, I definitely appreciate you as always. Sports You Wrestling, what you guys got coming up next week?
Oh, man. Let's see what we got going on next week. That's episode 25. We got the final boss lady from DWE pulling up with Miami the Great. And on a also program note, we have now officially partnered with Culture Clash Network, Marks and Mike's, Humble Roads Podcast, the DWE crew. Everyone else is under the umbrella. So it's going to be a lot of mingling. The Voltron force has been assembled. The Avengers have arrived. So, but next week we got our sis, final boss lady, and the homie Miami. They're gonna pull up. So it's gonna be a good show next week.
Awesome. All right, you guys be sure to check that out on Wednesdays, around 7:15 Pacific. Is that right?
That is correct.
Here we go. All right, and you guys check us out next week. We'll be back here around 7 on Thursday. So that's Central Time, of course. So we will see you guys again next week. Appreciate you again, Tro.
Anytime, man. Just glad to be back, man.
Yep. Kenny Omega, take us home, baby.
Must bid you two goodbye. Mwah. Good night. Bang! Yes!
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.